Let's address Satin Creditcare's numbers. On the Q1, the company did post a loss, though the net interest income actually has gone up. HP Singh, CMD of Satin Creditcare, is now joining us. Mr. Singh, good morning. Thanks for joining us. What was the reason for the loss? And if you could give us any guidance in terms of what's going to be the course of action over the next 2 to 3 quarters.
So June quarter was, we knew that it's going to be a blip on the whole year numbers as such because of the lockdowns and restrictions in terms of states being closed down. So the collection efficiency did deteriorate during this quarter, and that's one of the prime reasons for us, stating a loss. The provision coverage, which used to be at about 55%, we've done a higher provision coverage this quarter of about 87%. Also, the disbursements since the lockdowns were enforced, the lockdowns, because of the lockdowns, the disbursement was not really to the tune what we really wanted to be. And once the lockdown started opening, we are looking at, disbursements which have picked up now pace in July and August. We are hoping that we'll be back to the pre-COVID levels sometime by September. Collection efficiencies have come up now. And if we really look at the August numbers as such, initial days, but the collection efficiency which had dropped down to about 85% odd is now back to about 90 to 92% in August as such. So we're looking at much better quarters in the times to come by. Hopefully there's no third wave.
Okay, that is the moot point, right? Hopefully there's no third wave. But looking at what's happening across the globe, seems like there will be. I mean, maybe it may not be such a big health risk as the second wave, but definitely a business and economy risk. And your internals have deteriorated quite a bit, as Anuj was pointing out as well. Do you think you would need to perhaps raise more capital in order to, support the impending operational weakness? I mean, how are you planning to sort of combat if in case there's a third wave that hits?
So, third wave, technically because everybody's been talking about it, but on the ground, I think if you look at the numbers, here in India, I really don't think so that we probably will have a third wave. But setting that aside, for us, in terms of capital, we've already raised about 120 crores in terms of right issue. Our final call is coming up during this month in itself of about 30 crores. Our capital adequacy ratio is pretty comfortable at about 24.1%. We feel that, for us to look at probably a growth of about 7 to 8% this year, we have adequate capital for us to look at. But if we go into the next year as such, then definitely probably we might look at, having some capital raise at some point. But I think, it's still early days as yet, but quite comfortable in terms of our growth for this year at least.
Okay, just one follow-up. You were talking about, the collection efficiency and how it has been under pressure. What was the total restructured book at the end of Q1 and what was the addition like?
So we did about 18,000 loans out of 30 lakh loans, which was, 0.1% or 0.7% of our total AUM. We restructured close about just about 40 crores odd in terms of the borrowers whom we did restructuring, so which was pretty minuscule in terms of restructuring,
Okay, all right. So, if you had to just quantify for us what the next couple of quarters could look like, you said that you won't need to raise any more fresh capital, at least for this fiscal. But on the net NPAs as well as on the collection efficiency, any kind of guidance that you can give us?
So, I said, August has been pretty good. We've reached a collection efficiency of 90 to 92%. Our sense is by September or October, we'll be back to about 98% collection efficiency, which we used to have in, February, March this year. In terms of, our guidance, I think if the collection efficiency holds on the way it is holding on right now, I think we will probably have lesser provisions. We've actually provided quite a lot in this quarter. Hopefully, there will not be further more provisions, to the way the extent seen it in the first quarter. So the guidance is pretty good for the next couple of quarters, definitely.
Okay, Mr. Singh, we'll leave it there today. Thanks a lot for joining us. So that's Satin Creditcare, and we really do all hope that there's no third wave. Before we take a break, Deepan, I just wanted your thoughts